Hi, my friends. My name is Chimbo Richard, and I want to welcome you on my YouTube channel again. I greet you in the name of Jesus, and thank you so much for following my series on how to have a wonderful family. We are going to be doing series on what you should know on the medical side about preparing for a very happy family. In the medical world, we totally understand that the goal of every couple is to have children. That's what I believe in from my culture, from my little religious background. I believe that the role of all couples and the goal is to have children at one time. Sometimes not immediate, but I believe that is the ultimate goal. So in all this journey, we are going to look at things that we can do as a couple right before we get married to make sure that when we reach the time of having children, we don't find challenges. In my inbox, I've received a lot of challenges and issues sometimes that couples face. And in my little research, analysis, and what I've learned in the few medical schools I've been to, some of the things can actually be avoided way before marriage. First of all, if you've not subscribed, if you've not shared, please do. The more you subscribe, you give me the energy, you give me the motivation to go actually and research more. The issues that we are on how to help couples have easy reproduction period, or have easy way to multiply or to have families, is going to take us a couple of episodes, and I'll be making them short to make sure that we don't get tired and bored in watching longer videos. So if you miss any, just go to the page and look out for other videos. There are so many relevant videos that I've made purposely for you, my friend that is watching. I normally find a lot of people watching my videos, but a few have only subscribed, so please remember to subscribe. So today I want to look at how do you prepare if you're a boyfriend, girlfriend intending to get married in the coming few months. How do we prepare? How do we prepare if you're intending to get married, and why? Now that is termed premarital counseling or premarital medical checkups. These are checkups that we do before we actually get married. Why do we need this? We need this, again, disclaimer. Whatever I'm sharing is out of my research. Do not use them to go against medical advice or to refuse any medical advice. Your doctor still has the final say on your health, because they have taken some measures, parameters on you that have not. Whatever I'm sharing is advice that I've gathered from the large group of people I've dealt with, or from my client base. So why do we need to have premarital medical checkup? Premarital medical checkups are different tests that we do as a couple to look at the different systems on our bodies, to make sure that when we get married or after we get married, the process of having children is simpler, but also that we don't pass on diseases that are sexually transmitted from one person to another, say from the man to the lady, or from the man to the lady, then to the children. So we want to break that cycle. So it is very important that actually we have some medical checkup. The history of actually medical checkup in the United States started in the early 1080s when they had a problem of syphilis. So people would have syphilis and get married, and then spread the syphilis to each other and later to the children. And because then the treatment of syphilis was so costly or rare or even non-discovered, yes, it used to kill a lot of people. So it became actually a federal or state law that all intending couples to be married legally, they had to go and check syphilis. But over time, as syphilis became known and medications were discovered, that law was actually lessened in so many states, and it is no longer a big issue. So that's where actually the history of premarital medical checkups came up. Today, we have a lot of diseases that we can check for, a lot of infections that we check for the same reasons. Reason one, to prevent spreading the disease from the one partner to the other, that is man to woman. Number two is to prevent a transfer of these diseases to unborn babies. Today we have a lot of actual diseases that we can check for. So I said reason number one is to prevention of transfer of diseases either to the partner or the children. But reason number two is also to check out for the fitting or the suitability of the two intending couples to have children. So many times we have men that have issues with their reproductive system. Some of them, their genitalia is not well developed. For example, some men have tests that did not descend down. Their tests stayed up somewhere, which we call cryptorchidism or undescended tests. And because of that, they can produce semen, but the semen does not contain sperm because their tests, they did not descend down. So now when such people come for medical examination and you physically examine their genitalia, you're able to tell them, to advise them, sometimes privately, if they're okay with it, because they have a right, if they're okay with it, to share. We advise them, if they can, to keep it private, if they can, to share with the intending lady, such that the lady makes an informed decision, such that they don't reach a time where the lady finds out and it becomes an embarrassment, or they go into stress or depression because of that. So the reason number two we do that actually to check suitability of the two intending couples. Some men, we also encourage them to go and do tests like sperm count, because like in my next video, when I look at these things one by one, you realize that some men produce semen that has actually very little sperm count. A man is supposed to have millions of sperms in every cubic volume of his semen to be able to impregnate a woman. But some men, due to some reasons that we shall discuss later, do not have enough sperms in their semen, and so they will have it difficult having children. So when we do this sperm test, we are able to come out with to inform the man, such that they do something about it even before they get into marriage, or they discuss it with their partner, such that there is no stress or there is no disappointment at time T. The other reasons actually why we can also, on the side of ladies, that too operates. I've met so many women that get married, but because of one reason or the other, they don't have a uterus. Either the uterus did not develop well during growth, or sometimes the ovaries are not there. Sometimes the tubes are there, but they are blocked. Sometimes they had issues, or they had an abortion before they met this person that they intend to get married to, and the uterus was removed or damaged, all those things. So when they come and we do a premarital counseling, we discuss all the things. We tell you that, you see, depending on ABC, you may not be able to have children naturally or in a normal way, or to conceive naturally. So you need to do ABC before you get married. So it is up to them if they go ahead and tell the man. But normally with some like churches where I go to church, normally that the results actually sent to the to the pastors or to the religious leaders, or they are shared between, and then they are discussed between the people, such that an informed decision is made. All this is done not to embarrass, but to avoid future issues like, I normally receive in my inbox, I'm married to this guy, but I found out he cannot produce, he doesn't have tests. I'm married to this woman, but recently I found out that he doesn't have a uterus. So what do you advise such a couple at that time? So it is better that we do actually for premarital counseling in time, such that we avoid all that embarrassment or things like that. Those are two reasons. The other reason is to prevent transfer of what we call genetic diseases again to the children. The children are innocent. So if one couple is, maybe one person is HIV positive, the other one is HIV negative, we sit and tell both of you that, you know, when you sleep together without any medication, today we have medication that people can take and then lower down the risk of transfer of HIV. But we let them know that, you know, you may have a possibility of getting HIV from this person, and there is a possibility that this is also going to be passed on to the children. So these people have a right to either go ahead with their marriage or make an informed decision such that there is no blame that you gave me HIV, blah, blah. Diseases like sickle cell, diseases like other blood factor related diseases, but also all the other genetic diseases, hemophilia and all that. So when we do these medical checkups, we discuss the results with the clients. It is up to them to go ahead and say we want to get married, but they go in with an informed decision. So to all friends of mine out there that are intending to get married, that are still in courtship, that are still dating, please, it is this time to make sure you involve your brain before actually your heart gets involved so much. Sometimes if this is not done now, you get yourself into very difficult positions where actually you cannot, to me that is a Christian, normally when you get married, it is a one route. You may have reasons, but where I come from, it is very hard for married couples actually to separate. So you don't want to make that one-time decision, but there are other constant factors that you've not considered. It is okay for you to find out your partner has this problem or this problem, and you go in well knowing or with an informed decision, rather than finding out later that this person had this disease and you didn't know, or they didn't tell you. You start blaming them for not disclosing, but you should also blame yourself for not taking the first step to actually do medical tests. So many things. For example, for ladies, you can take for reproductive hormones to make sure you have normal flow of reproductive hormones. We can do a scan, ultrasound scan, and look at your uterus. If there are, for example, issues that you need to know, we advise you on how you can take care of those things and how you can prevent them. In all that, we create happy marriages medically, and that's the goal of every medical worker that is in the medical field. We want to make sure that we help you make informed decisions such that you don't hit a hard rock. Again, feel free to go into our comment section and ask me anything related to reproduction, reproductive system or reproduction. We are going to be taking it step. In my next video, I'm going to look at pre-marital things that need to be checked in men, and then also in women. We are going to have one video for men, one short video for ladies. Again, thank you so much for watching, subscribing. Make sure you share this with all young people that are intending to get married, and then share with your friends, share in your prayer groups, share in your marriage classes. I intend to make these videos as clean as possible, using the possible clean images and everything. Share, like. My name is still Chimboa Richard. God bless you, aka Mr. Self-Care Global.